The chapter starts with Bonnie. Luffy and Chopper finally stopped eating with their stomachs swollen up. Bonnie calls the food delicious and satisfying. The other two are satisfied and holding their stomachs. Atlas, seeing this, says what is keeping everybody and bets that they all love the food machine except Sanji maybe. Atlas says, "You guys sure can eat," and comments that all four of them have bulging bellies now. Jinbei says that his belly was already like that. Suddenly, a sound woof can be heard. The sound is of a mechanical dog called as the recycle cur, who utters the voice woof while eating up the trash. Atlas waves her hand as she goes back to her work as if she does not go. No one will go. Luffy also waves his hand in response. As Atlas leaves, the group watches her thinking what kind of job is that she does. The group then notices some other people walking around and one of the crew members exclaims, "Who are they?" in confusion. Bonnie replies that it is safe to assume that they are lab assistants of some kind. Jinbei exclaims that this looks odd as the place seemed deserted a second ago and asks were they hiding because they were not sure about them. Jinbei's attention turned towards Luffy, whose clothes have changed. Luffy exclaims that the clothes feel so light and they are nice and breezy too. Bonnie asks him where did he get those. Luffy points his finger in a direction where there is a fashion machine, another of Dr. Vegapunk's attention, which generate clothes. Bonnie says that nothing beats free clothes after a complimentary meal. Shen says that her clothes feel sticky from all that seawater and it would be nice to change. She uses the machine to generate a battle uniform. She transforms her clothes and exclaims that the clothes are light and the boots make her feel like she is floating. Jinbei changes a tropical shirt and exclaims that the machine has tropical styles too, and these would make for perfect disguises, but expresses that it is probably too late for that. Chopper also changes clothes and finds his clothes futuristic. Bonnie says that she's going to find some weapons and deal with Vegapunk, and she will catch them late. Just as she is about to leave, someone yells, "Heads up!" Luffy sees the man and thinks the man is Kuma, and he is coming towards them wearing a police uniform. Luffy thinks that is it, just him, or Kuma is looking for all of them. The giant Kuma moves in the crew's direction, seeing which, Luffy yells, "Let's get out of here." He is about to charge. Before they could do anything, Kuma starts attacking them. Kuma opens his mouth and fires a laser beam. He then states that provisions and garments are reported stolen and he has detected thieves. The group, while trying to save themselves, realized that the stuff they took considering free was not free. Bonnie is standing there, with her eyes stuck on Kuma. As the laser beam is about to attack the crew, one of the crew members exclaimed that if it was not free, why did it pop out like that? Nobody has the answer. At that moment, there is a boom, and the next moment, Jinbei is knocking in the air, yelling that the damage he is causing is surely worse than what they did. While they are unable to fight back, Luffy questions, "Is Kuma trying to kill us?" They express that it is a bit harsh for theft. Considering it is a laser beam, Luffy expresses that they will be toast if they do not fight back. Jinbei says that they should fight back, considering it a self-defense, and reminds them that they are pirates. As Kuma is charging on them, they decide to fight back considering that they have got no choice. Kuma is still charging the crew with laser beam. Luffy in anger decides to attack Kuma. Just as he is about to attack Kuma, Bonnie kicks him to stop him. Her kick lets Luffy knocking in the air, giving Kuma another chance to launch a massive laser beam attack. The attack does hit the pirates, knocking them about and also causing proper damage. Luffy, who is bashed on the floor because of Bonnie's kick, yells at Bonnie for saving Kuma and says, "Did not you see her lasers?" He yells that he was about to slug him, but she kicked him off. Bonnie does not respond to her as she is facing hard time breathing. A beep sound can be heard as Kuma is about to launch another laser attack. At that moment, Bonnie, while crying, reveals that Kuma is her father, leaving everyone in shock. Luffy shouts, "What?" Bonnie says that he is the only family she has got, leaving Chopper's eyes to become wide. Jinbei realizes that when she was telling him that her dad turned into a cyborg, she was talking about Kuma. Again, beep sounds come and Kuma is about to charge at them. Bonnie begs them to leave his dad. Heavy tears are flowing down her eyes as she begs the group to not hurt her father. She then remembers a past memory of her and her father, where her father is holding her daughter and playing with her. Bonnie yells, "My daddy!" However, just as Kuma is about to charge on them, Luffy yells at her, "You dummy, get out of there," and then attacks Kuma, telling her that it is just a pacifista. Kuma fires a third and final laser, and the entire place is engulfed in light. The tree shakes and ground crumbles away, and that is where we leave our heroes for the moment. Meanwhile, in a certain sea in the New World, Blackbeard pirate's ship is sailing above the ocean. The weather is harsh. The extreme blow of wind and massive waves are causing the ship to lose its balance. Still, the ship is somehow balancing the harsh conditions. Beneath the ocean's surface is the Polar Tang, the ship of heart pirates that has been ambushed by the Blackbeard pirates. The ship is in a bad condition as air bubbles are rising from the ship, making it clear that there are some holes in the ship. A man shouts, "It is no good, Captain." The man is trying hard to cover the leakage to stop the ship take on water. Law expresses that another hit from Blackbeard and the water pressure will crush them. He orders the members to surface the ship and they won't be able to escape. He tells them that there is land northeast of here. All of a sudden, Law transforms into a woman. Law orders them to prepare for battle and be quick about it. The crew members call the captain cute, saying they are sorry for what they said. Some say, "It got me too," and advice to keep away from the infected. One of the members says, his powers are contagious, hoping to disorient them with this forced gender flipping. Law, listening to their comments, yells that he will be fine though. Law tells them that his clashes with emperors taught him that devil fruit powers can be countered if you use a great deal of haki. He basically means that gender flipping is a part of their plan to attack Blackbeard. And soon, the rest of his crew start turning too. As everyone tries to get a grip on the situation, the ship surfaces, and Law turns back to normal. As the crew reach land, the doctor of the Blackbeard pirates, Doc Q, comments on how Law managed to nullify his disease, and he expects no less than a pirate worth 3 billion. Doc Q says, "That is how diseases go. An antibody always come along, and when one person finds a remedy, it is not long before everyone is cured." As it turns out, Doc Q had eaten the sick fruit, which allows him to craft and spread any kind of sickness. He says that it was entertaining, and he called this one the Ma Lady Transformation Plague. Also with him were Van Augur and Burgess, both of whom consumed devil fruits as well. The warp fruit for Augur, which allows him to teleport people, and the buff fruit for Burgess, which gives him inhuman levels of power. Augur warps Burgess to the island, where the latter picks up a mountain to throw at the heart pirates, exclaiming that, how would they get in front of them? A blip sound can be heard following with a snap sound, making it clear that there is somebody in the woods. This is what Law realizes. Law and other heart pirates are making their way out of the forest, where Law realizes that the Blackbeard pirates have numerous strengths, include superhuman strength, bizarre contagious, teleportation, and others. The guys have hunted down some insane powers, no wonder their bounties keep rising. As they see the mountain above their head, they yell, "It is going to crush us." Law orders them to move and make a room, and the mountain collides with ground, breaking into smaller pieces. Law has managed to destroy it. Law observes Doc Q sitting on his flying horse about to launch an attack on him, exclaiming that it has been a while. Law unsheathes his sword and places it in his direction, and while breathing heavily questions him that what does he want. Doc Q is sitting on his horse Stronger, which had consumed the mythical horse zone fruit model Pegasus that gives stronger wings. Blackbeard greets Law as the latter demands to know what the former wants. Blackbeard states that he knew one of the 3 Straw Hats would end up on this particular island after leaving Wano, but he had no way of knowing which of you would show. Meanwhile, Stronger says he is struggling to carry their weight with his condition extremely worse. Doc Q then says, with Big Mom and Kaido gone, the world is going to turn on its head and it sounds fun. He laughs out loud. Law gazes at him with anger and muses that is that anyway to speak to a fellow member of the worst generation? Doc Q questions Law that Kaido had one, did not he? He tells Law that he suspects he claimed Kaido's road poneglyph and that he plans on taking it off his hands. Law replies that he took the words out of his mouth. Law accepts Blackbeard's challenge, saying, "Let's settle this. The winner takes all.